from the screen, and this lens just wants to amplify. I don't get it. Shrink me down. Let me have a background.
Showtime, Mo.
Welcome to Angora Poets World Cafe on this December 7th, 2021. I'm Mo. I'm at the cafe. I happen to be one of the poets, hey, in this World Cafe, which is about to kick off for you with people. Well, here we go again. Different cities, different first and second languages, and different styles. And well, now, no way better to go on. I want to take us on first to Marcel Erkison. And I want to read her poem first in English, and then, okay, here we go. Okay.
Don't lean in too close, Mo, or we lose you.
You're kidding.
That's better. That's better. Just lean back a little bit.
Okay. Okay, so let me. Marcel?
Yes.
It's you, Marcel. Okay, it's you. Okay, now, this poem doesn't, this is called Rose Fire Serenina.
Rose
Okay.
Fire Serenina.
Okay, well, there it is. You got it straight there. The poet herself. Okay, and it goes like this by Marcel. I'm cold to the pensive slumber of roses. Rose fire serenading something else. I love you with an insane passion. In the whisper of love, it smells of sadness in the blue rains. Sad shadows disappeared from my glance. I opened my share.
Mo, we can't hear you.
Oh, that's.
Lean back and take it from the top.
What kind of microphone is this? You can hear me now? Can you hear me now? That's what I'm asking. This is okay. We'll try this again. Okay. Good. Wait, stupid microphone, brand new too. Okay. Rose Fire Serenina.
Yes.
I'm cold to the pensive slumber of roses. Rose Fire Serenade is something else. I love you with an insane passion in the whisper of love that smells of sadness in the blue rains. Sad shadows disappear from my suffering life. I smile at a glance. I open my sails with the wind to another place. Okay. Wow. Yes.
Gül
That was.
yangını serenadı.
Mhm.
Üşüyorum. Güllerin dalgın mahmurluğuna. Gül yangını serenadı bir başkadır. Bir başka. Bir aşka. Severim seni delicesine bir tutkuyla. Mavi yağmurların hüzün kokan aşk fısıltısında. Eksilir kederli gölgeler, acı çeken ömrümden. Bir bakışa bir başka gülümserim. Açarım rüzgarlarımı, yelkenlerimi bir başka, bir aşka. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bravo. Okay. And now another poem from Marcel. Marcel, this is anemone. I suppose the flower, anemone. And here it goes. I'm out of breath on icy nights. I can't reach the yellow heat of the sun. In my soul, a scarlet fire of rebellion from time immemorial, a love in my heart. If one day I die, if one day I die, shake me with my purple anemone hands in the anarchic beauty of sadness. I have a crush on you and a flower in the sky. How can this heart endure rainy haze and eyes? How many oceans have you finished in your aching heart? I am afflicted with the love of rose and marshmallow tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Anemon.
And
Su. Anemon.
yes.
Nefesim kesilir buzul gecelerde. Yetişemem güneşin sarı sıcağına. Ruhumda ezelden beri kızıl bir isyan ateşi. Kalbimde her cahil bir aşk. Eğer bir gün ölürsem, eğer bir gün ölürsem, sarsın beni mor anemen ellerin, hüznün anarşik güzelliğinde. Bir sana vurgunum, bir de çiçek açmış gökyüzüne. Nasıl dayansın bu yürek, yağmurlu hazan gözlere? Kaç okyanus bitirdin, sızılı kalbinde. Efkarlıyım bu akşam, gül hatmili aşklara. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcel. Okay. Number three. Number three. Here we go with number three's a charm. Okay. Number three by Marcel is called Weasel Red. As in the animal, weasel. Weasel Red. I disperse smoke, smoke to the fountains of the eyes. Lost my love, shedding tears on nights without history, when warm poppy red flows from my heart to your palms. Prayers hang in the sky, capsized in love. In your hand, a bunch of rose thorns. Warm, warm poppy red flows from my heart to your palms on nights without history. Okay.
Fistan. Çıkardım suların koynuna, hüzün fistanımla. Giyindim baharı en yeşilinden. Leylak, fresya, papatya, güllerle bezeli. Aşka söylesem inanır mı? Sanki gözleri bir zeytin dalı. Yaslandığım defne ağacına. Boyunca kanatlandı bir simur ellerimden. Ruhumda bin bir çeşitli çiçekli şiirler. Kalemimde ilahi, sonsuz bir aşk var. Aşka söylesem inanır mı? Sanki gözleri bir zeytin dalı. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Marcela Plasmita. All right.
Thank you.
I can just imagine Marcel reading live at that International Poetry Festival. You know, her voice would be very, very compelling to the ear, you know, especially with the quality of those poems. That's very, very nice. Okay, thank you, Marcel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our poet lady from Turkey. All right. Okay, next we are going to come back to the continent here, come back to Paris, and bring on Bill Strangmeyer for his 3. Bill, you're on.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Let's see, which one was it? Okay, so playing God. A quote from Isak Dinesen. God, Monty cried, God, humanity, the men and women of this earth are only the plaster of God, and we, the artists, are his tools. And when the statue is finished in marble or bronze, he breaks us all up. When you die, you will probably go out like a candle with nothing left. But in the mansions of eternity will walk Orlando, the misanthrope, and Donna Elvira. It's called God, Body, Soul. Dream as you will, I remain invisible, the secret that you cannot share. Your mother cannot see and cannot know I made the struts. The loyalty of fools is not the tribute that I'd seek as if I needed seek. My plan for you was set, but something was not ranked within my seeing all. I let your orders fester into something more ridiculous and warm, for I had other cats to skin and let myself loose insight into pelts. When I allowed myself to order all, when I created time and made it somewhat stiff, I lost, well, laid aside, if I could say that I obeyed some space, a certain overview. And something grew up into force, directional and fuzzy like a pull like from some small unwelcome pet or snotty, dirty child, as they might feel, indeed, feel the monkey mannequins I made for fun. My sculpting was once bright with style. The bodies all were perfect, as one might well have guessed, had there indeed been one to see, to guess. The game I set in motion worked and almost gave me pleasure, but then began to leech my pleasure to its feeble own. I did not deign to see. And as it fed on my belief, broke down before its own created dream, the perfect bodies growing soft and fattening with age. The other animals then bent and sagged, deformed by farming, like the grass, the carpeting I'd made. Free will I gave, and there they go, the monkey tribe in glory, blind, and even foolproof natural selection and mutation meets defeat. The evil and the weak I made as seasoning and test, now spoil the brew, grow rich. From science, from their politics and medicine to spoil their own creation. Call it conscience, call it soul, call it fuzzy lack of all the honor I installed. They do not take this time that I installed as saving shore to which to swim. They grow their bellies, gather dirt, and gaily measure by destruction's toll. The colors of creation lose their rules. The moon and bones, the sea and blood run over forests, fields and heather, daisies, sand. They worship rotten reptiles. My long abandoned former choice of too cold childish cannibals and brutes that took more care of all the scenic little dramas spread out beauty, wonder of my world. And never will the monkeys come again into eternal bliss, for I shall let them wreck it all. The hope they brandish, citing me, is but a daydream sham before the return into dust. Ere I reset materiality, redeem Iblis to be my mirror, more appreciative audience.
Ooh. Well, there's a recommendation to humanity. Lay it out there, Billy. Lay it out there.
Yeah, I get pessimistic sometimes, you know.
A little. I started to get a hint of that through the work. You know, watch out for those monkeys, huh? Watch out for those monkeys. Now we're going to listen to number 2 from you, Bill.
Okay, another quote from Isak Dinesen. Love with very young people is a heartless business. We drink at that age from thirst or to get drunk. It is only later in life that we occupy ourselves with the individuality of our wine. The Bait Dream Cipher. When we were young, the times return. Truncated memories and edited talks, wisps like the flutterings of birds, conversations carried on, interpreted and heard my way, in 1 or 2 dimensions without well-mannered interventions, rude asides, embellishments, but always your adoring eyes or hurt, I never get it right, for centered just in me, I see but you, your role. I see your kindnesses and errors, all you did, the right and wrong, but never how I prompted or reacted, gave or took, seen through your eyes. You screaming on the road, I know not why. Was that a wound? Was that the wound that took your beauty, lost now from your face? Did I give then the tenderness I feel towards you now in reverie? Were you as cruel when striking down my dreams as I now do believe? I do not see my cruelty as something in the script, as something in existence now or then, but every nuance of your eyes is still alive in every cut of knife. It isn't that I don't remember, just that I cannot remember what you felt. I could if I were prone to insult, just to taste the pain, a sadist with the love. Just as in dream I see me blank, as if within a cardboard suit or crystal ball. I know that wasn't how I lived, but why then are the memories so pale? Why do they leak through fingers curled as if a wind were sifting sand?
Oof. Well, I don't know, Bill. It's a deep question, why?
I guess.
All right. Well, then three's a charm, Mr. Optimist. Three's a charm.
Okay, a quote from A.E. Houseman. They carry back bright to the coiner the mintage of man, the lads that will die in their glory and never be old. This is called the glory. Where have the whimpers beloved of bullies now gone? I've managed now to outlive their power, their strength. I could kill them all dead now, weakened though I am. But so are they and more, and my fear is gone. Too bad. But there is lack, there is a need, and where is the call? I've been promised, and still must await the fanfare's ring. We want, but the bells remain imagined. The banners will not flutter from the stapled wall. Stalin wept at night as if he'd lost his wife because he hadn't won the world, because he was just a man. The climb from disadvantage to some summit in a dream dreamt as an aching child burns like a drug, an overstimulated fever aching for an antidote to some lust. The fear I felt, the anger, hot desire for a win have left me now, a disappointment in explosions lit by soggy fuse, in cost. Redress, in fact, will never come. I will not win the world, but Alexander felt the same and had to drink himself to death. And here I add some words of wisdom now.
Well, wishing you pleasant dreams and a sunny tomorrow. Billy, I know you have a sense of humor. Okay, we all know you have a sense of humor and a good sense of sarcasm and irony, all good tools of a writer. How do you sit with yourself, having shared so many poems about the dissolution of relationships and individuals and, social political management? Does that wear like a cloud of resignation on you, or, how do you cope with it inside?
How do I cope with it inside? I throw it out in a poem.
Okay.
Get rid of it. Yeah.
Okay, so you discharge the toxic. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, because if I was very young and I heard you many times, I would say, wow, everything is corrupted. Uh, you know, in other words, would it put somebody in a mindset and a very, ongoing dark mindset about all is futile?
Well, everything is corrupted except for, a bright spot here and there. I mean, there's Bernie Sanders, there's,
Mhm.
there are good people. Huh?
Mhm.
There was Martin Luther King, who was a sacrifice, but he fought for justice. There was Malcolm
Mhm.
X, who changed from a thug to a religious bigot to a great man.
Mhm. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Okay. Well, okay, Bill. On that note, we're going to say thanks very much for the heavy weather. It's just heavy weather. We should call your report heavy weather.
Hey.
Okay, so now we're going to move over to somebody who often expresses actually a different point of view and outlook, and that's Dharma Dave Wilson, or Rorschach, as he's known in the YouTube circles. So, David Wilson, Dharma Dave, you're on.
Okay. I'm glad we're all here, and things seem to be working well. I'm going to put the link to my text in the chat here. So I'm going to read to you from some selections here from the Rorschach page. First is called Druidic Chores Chorus. Seek ye a staff that was broken. In campus ground it lies, where ne'er a wood mouse did burrow, or dog arf at a bone. Hence gathered pagans, drunken pagans, and St. Stephen rang his bell. Much howling amongst these woods, and the natives were restless. The wicked eye hung baleful in the night sky. The muttering, murmuring troll searched on in the forest. Glad to meet ya, Mo, Joe, Gladstone, Ram, Bam, the holistic battalion of Broken Bang. Pirates aren't easy to know, and they're harder to drink with. Star guitar, moral gore, for the crabs were evil, and they would not learn morals. Amongst the natives, there was little rejoicing, for all was amiss and besotted, and the way was not clear. Surely some force put hindrances in our way, or are we the force? Star Wars flashed before the eyes of those in the astounded circle. Circle of light, valley bright. Oh yes, we used to sing that, and a ring, and Mabel and me, and the baby makes three. Baby makes me. Zen overtakes the West, and television shifts. Rocket propulsion, we're in outer space, transcendental psychosis. What? Back down. Learn to see this interchange, overcharged, no charge. Excellent credit rating, and a skipping tune rambling down that years ago.
Wow.
Easy.
I tripped down Transcendental Memory Lane, huh?
Just a little stroll.
Just a little stroll. Okay, number 2, Dharma.
Number 2 is a little vignette here and another stroll. On the beach with the Bedlam boys. Anton strode along the beach at the ocean's edge towards the glow of the fire. Clouds were rushing in off the ocean as a storm approached. As he turned from the surface towards the firelight, a hairy, horned figure loomed up before him, thrusting a round, gleaming object forward. Anton was startled until he realized that this apparition was the wild Viking helmed bicycle messenger, Celtic Braga, and that he was holding out a round sculpted bottle full of amber liquid. "Have a drink," the friendly living ghost said, and when Anton did not immediately respond, he added, "It's a good single malt." Anton gratefully accepted the bottle and took a long drink of the deliciously fine spirits. Oh, it was good. Some of the best whiskey he had ever tasted. He handed the bottle back. "Thank you very much. I owe you a drink." "When?" Celtic Braga asked. "Where?" Anton laughed. "I owe you a drink," he said, stepping into the firelight. The guys were relaxing, seated on driftwood logs or directly in the sand. Some were smoking. Others were drinking directly from individual bottles of liquor or mead. Many had humorous gleams in their eyes. As they watched the crackling, curling flames, they looked rapidly aged and transformed in their earthly desires. They looked like formerly lost sailors who have somehow come through the stormy chaos of surrealistic seas to rest again in calmer waters. J. Wheels Woods was beating a rhythm with the wind and waves on a bongo drum. Celtic Braga was standing silhouetted against the luminous ocean waves, the firelight throwing flickering shadows on his wild-haired, gleaming-eyed profile and Dark Ages horns, which were stark against the cloud-swept sky. He held the round bottle aloft and cried out to the sky, "How many nights and again has a man come by with a bottle, the bottle, this bottle, and again a bottle." He brought the bottle to his lips and threw back a great belt. Then he wiped his sleeve across his mouth and sighed a deep sigh of satisfaction. The clouds opened up and a heavy rain began to fall, hissing on the flames and beginning to drench the drunken men gathered for all eternity in that particular moment of time that night.
David, you scored a winner on that one, Dharma. Okay, we're ready. Three is a transcendental.
At this point, a guy
song.
leads in and he goes, "You know, that's a true story."
Yeah, I like to say every word I say is true or ought to be.
Yeah.
You take
Even if
some
it didn't
license.
happen.
Okay, give us a three's a transcendental song.
Three's a charm. The unicorn. In an herb garden long ago, magical beast whose beauty is beyond compare, unicorn so good and fair, gently you walk on green hills, bringing with you spring and the pleasant song of wild birds. In oak forests you drink at clear springs, water so good, sparkling in your white mane and on your silver horn. From the dense thicket, you can see the poet writing verse in a cloth-bound book, and with him a maid in a long white gown, a wreath of wildflowers in her honey hair. You watch and a tear forms in your eye. She alone can tame you, if she wishes to tame you. Nay, she does not. So you must watch them, the man and the maid, sitting in the grass, hand in hand, human, alive, loving each other. From their joy, you must take joy. From their love, you must take love and come forth from the thicket and bless them, then turn and go. Rain falls, air is clean, life is renewed. You are free. Then, now, and forever, you run through the oak forests and over the green hills, and let none see you and none hear your passing.
Okay. Okay. Our druid bard tonight, David. Okay. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And now we will go to the other side of the North American continent, over to the New York side of the Turtle Island, as it's called, and welcome Muriel Mabengo. Hello, Muriel.
Yes, hello, Mom.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Before you go on, I would like you to
Yes.
give us a little brief summary of your own project, Revolution Interior, and the Angora Poets Anthology, since you're curating with me that one and curating with David the first one. Can you give us a summary?
Yes, so the Angora Poets Anthology, I'm curating it with you, it's true, and we received 12 applications, 12 poets, 12 poems from poets, from the Angora Poets, and so we're still we're still open for submission. So if people want to submit poems, the email address is angorapoetsanthology@gmail.com. And about the poetic revolution, well, Revue Revolution is a review which want to reunite all arts. So we reunite mythology, which is storytelling, visual arts, poetry, of course, which is the offspring of mythology, or maybe her mother, we don't know. And also metaphysics, which is not the academical or academic philosophy, but rather self-reflection, self-introspection. So we are open for submissions until January the 22nd. Yes, thank you, David. And we are receiving just great poets from Angora Poets, and also we are so happy to collaborate with an artist whose name is Maria Linares Freire, and she is an amazing human being. Her art has been projected over the moon surface by the NASA. She's also a poet. She has received many prizes, and we're now just this wonderful team with David and Roger, who is an art impresario, and Dark, who is the nickname of my genius son. So yeah, so we're just killing it. And I wanted to say thank you. Merci David, merci Mo, merci. Voilà.
Well, I for one submitted to your project.
Yeah, we didn't receive it.
Well, I sent it.
So
you told me earlier by way of message that you did receive.
No. Oh, did I? No. No, we didn't. Maybe you could send your poem directly to our email address. I'm going to send it in the chat. I'm sorry. The submission system works, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So.
Okay, well, I'll send again.
If you put the email address, Muriel, then I think everybody here could just respond directly to that. That would work great.
Sure. I'm going to do that now. So it's editorial.
We don't have to subject you all to our first layer of filters.
No,
I
forgot. Yeah,
those
I
aren't
forgot
for
to
you folks.
tell you that if you're an Angora poet, you don't submit to Revue Revolution. You send your poems. That's it. So, editorial team at revuerevolution.com.
Well, that'll shake up. That'll
Um,
shake up the poets community.
yeah.
Okay, so now let's hear from you as someone who's busy producing. You're also a poet. So we're
Yes.
ready to listen to your work right now, Muriel. You're on.
Okay, so the first one is a poem in French, and it's about what travel does to the poet's soul, being lost in people and tongues and places. Okay, so the name is Domaća kafa. Domaća kafa is Serbian for homemade coffee. Domaća kafa. Les terrasses de Paris sont bien tristes en ce souvenir. Les effluves toxiques des rues ne charrient plus que des amnésies. Des âmes creuses s'obstinent, vivent un peu mortes, en sursis. Je marche dans ces rues, sans elle, mon autre elle, celle en moi se sachant pleine des contrastes du féminin résolu et obscur, mon autre, voulu si ardemment par ma chair défaillante et mûre. Et je m'endors, attablée au petit jour, reposée sur des sièges de vent, déjeunant de parfums et d'impressions, de solitudes universelles qui s'invitent à ce banquet étrange pour partager avec moi un café serbe, une prose acerbe, dans une tasse bien parisienne. Je me sens désuète en Amérique. J'abrite des petitesses européennes et des géantes Afriques, sauvages et incongrues. Là, quelque part sur ma langue, parlant l'arc-en-ciel, le tourbillon noir, envoûtant, d'une étreinte intemporelle sous les toits d'un passage sans issue, entre peuples faisant et langues pensantes. Là, l'asphyxie brûlante de parfums dans l'air suspendu, cohorte des saveurs chaudes et arômes glacial se ruant, captifs sous les dômes que corsette un palais tropical et perdu. Là, seul, tutoyant les hauteurs du dire, se pensant, et les bassesses du faire vice-versa, au milieu des autres qui sans cesse changent et restent idem, je me puise en constance, je m'épuise constamment. Là, forte de ce paradoxe, je me tiens, débordant la vie même, semble-t-il, étendant mon être aux confins de ce qui le contient. Ah, le poète et son âme tremblante, voyageuse et métissée. Tout ça dans une simple gorgée de café. That's it.
Okay, now, are you referring to a particular Serbian cafe in Paris?
Yes, but I can't remember. I think it's Rue Jean-Pierre Timbaud, but I'm not sure. And yeah, and I had a Serbian lover when I wrote this. and so, yeah, this is a memory of us wandering in the streets of Paris and wondering what the hell we were doing because we thought we have traveled too much. We traveled too much. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You expressed one of the rare sentiments of someone saying, you know, the ambiance at the cafe is sad.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Most people get all delighted and charged up when they're
Yes.
in a Paris cafe. It's such a romantic, it's actually a romantic symbol as well as a place. So it caught my ear when you said, you know, the terrace at the cafe is an air of sadness.
Yes, wow. It's us. I mean, le terrasse de café was us, right? Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, number 2, please, Muriel.
Number 2. So number 2 is in English. It's called Semi-Serious Advice from a Semi-Old Poet. I'm trying to reduce the Zoom window. Okay. If you are a poet, crown yourself, Organize a ceremony to make it official. Others won't. Plan your coronation through week 6 and 7. Organize during week 8. Answer those questions. Who will be present at your coronation? Who will try to ruin it? Think about the aspect of language you are going to master, or how to settle in the wild land of perception. What petty emotion, what ism are you going to defeat in your lifelong poetic battle? Will you be the wise ruler of the poetic republic of bliss, the queen of paradoxes, or a dictator? Is your ministry of mouth made of deep thoughts, verbal majesty, and lavish music, or affluent in scarcity, approval, and memory? Choose the latter, and you will be forced to dance with the greatness of Saturn, the shapeshifter, the judge who rules over action and tortures mighty kings and amnesic queens and poets. Saturn will gaze at you with the gaze of darkness and churn your past. Saturn will ask only 7 or 21 years of your life to crush your future, depending on how ripe you are. No, it will not cuddle, but you may come out il sumo poeta, or perhaps God. Once your dance with Saturn is over, thank him for the pain and rule. Remember that royalty always rules over something, and you, poet, over everything.
Ooh. Well, that puts us in a grandiose position. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like that. Yeah. The mouth of your ministry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I'm elected, I have to adapt the mouth of my ministry. Here we go. Okay.
It was a
Okay,
fun
so
one.
number 3, charm us with number 3, Danielle.
Yes, number 3 is annoying. It's called Questions to Quiet the Mind. This poem can be annoying. Are you only pretending? When was the last time your sense of self disappeared? Was it in a relationship with the visible body of someone? Where is this body now? You didn't answer. When was the last time your sense of self disappeared? Was it in your own minding, in front of a painting, or perhaps praying? Where is your mind now? Who were you praying to? Anyone answered? Who is this me who lives in your head and pretends to exist? Who is this judge and jury within, making all the questions and giving no answers? How come it doesn't fuse with anybody, never disappears, always comes back with renewed knowledge and same old neurosis? Are you the unconscious destroyer, the child, the creator, the righteous preserver, or a power unknown to itself? Human, you didn't answer. Who do you think you are? And that's it.
Okay. Leave that question hanging in the air. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Muriel,
Thank you.
and
Thank you,
for
Mo.
doing it in 2 languages tonight, which is always nice. And now, let's go to Los Angeles.
That's only
California.
2. That's only 2 from Muriel. We demand a third.
Yeah, we do. Who tried to dump
Oh,
this? Is that only 2?
yes, it was 2. Yeah.
Oh, well, throw the bum out. Let's hear number 3 and throw that bum out.
Was
Okay,
it 2 or 3? I think I read 3 poems. No, I haven't. No. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read the third one. The third one is a translation. It's
Mhm.
a translation of a poem by E. Cummings.
Into French?
Into French, yes. So the name of the poem is Anyone Lived in a Pretty How Town? Yeah, I know. I like torture. And So here is my translation. Do you want me to read it in English first?
Please.
Anyone lived in a pretty how town with up so floating many bells down. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, he sang his didn't, he danced his did. Women and men, both little and small, cared for anyone, not at all. They sowed their isn't, they reaped their same, sun, moon, stars, rain. Children guessed, but only a few, and down they forgot as up they grew. Autumn, winter, spring, summer, that no one loved him more by more. When by now and tree by leaf, she laughed his joy, she cried his grief. Bird by snow and stir by still, anyone's any was all to her. Someone's married their everyone's, laughed their cryings and did their dance. Sleep, wake, hope, and then they said their nevers, they slept their dream. Stars, rain, sun, moon. And only the snow can begin to explain our children are apt to forget to remember with up so floating many bells down. One day, anyone died, I guess, and no one stooped to kiss his face. Busy folk buried them side by side, little by little, and was by was. All by all, and deep by deep, and more by more, they dreamed their sleep. No one and anyone, earth by April, wish by spirit, and if by yes. Women and men, both dong and ding, summer, autumn, winter, spring, reaped their sowing, and went there came sun, moon, stars, rain. Whew.
Wow.
I
Okay,
love this poem.
and now we're gonna hear the version en français, hein?
Oh oui, ça va être dur. Tout le monde vivait dans une ville jolie comme rien. Et là-haut, tant de balances se clochent tout en bas bien. Printemps, été, automne comme hiver, il se chantait pas vrai, il se dansait, c'est sûr. Femmes et hommes, tout piètres et petits, se souciaient de tout le monde, mais pas de n'importe qui. Ils semaient leurs autres, ils récoltaient leurs pareils, soleil, lune, étoile, pluie. Enfants devinaient, mais pas beaucoup, et tout bas oubliaient quand tout grandissait d'un coup. Automne, hiver, printemps, été, que personne aussi l'aimait plus près de plus belle. Quand près de maintenant et arbre tout contre feuille, elle riait la joie de tout le monde, elle pleurait son deuil. Oiseau tout contre neige et remous contre repos, le chacun de tous était tout pour elle. Chacun épousait leur chacune, riait leurs pleurs et dansait leurs danses. Sommeil, éveil, espère, et puis ils prononçaient leur jamais, dormant leurs rêves. Étoiles, pluie, soleil, lune, et seule la neige peut commencer à expliquer comment les enfants sont aptes à oublier de se rappeler, quand là-haut, tant de balances se clochent tout en bas bien. Un jour, tout le monde a fini par mourir, j'imagine, et personne s'est courbé pour embrasser sa mine. Gens affairés les ont enterrés côte à côte, petit à petit, et mort par mort. Tous par tous, et de fond en tombe, et plus par plus leur sommeil ils songent, personne et tous en terre d'avril, désir contre âme, et oui tout contre non. Femmes et hommes, tout cloche et croche, été, automne, hiver et printemps, fauchaient leur moisson et partaient leur venaient d'ici, soleil, lune, étoile, pluie.
All right. So the carbon's here and after, right?
It was difficult.
Made of stars and human bones, carbon.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I thought, I used to think as your poem explains differently, like, well, we're all the universal substances of people is water and
Mm.
or
Mm.
blood, and then as it turns out, no, the universal substance that unites the elements of the universe, what you share with the stars. And I said, what's that?
Yes.
What's that? Carbon.
Carbon.
Carbon. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hands up on that. Okay.
Thanks.
So now we will go from the New York area to Los Angeles and invite on our Los Angeles poet, Jeannie Nakano. Hello, Jeannie.
Hi.
Hi.
So, oh, I used to hate Christmas. So I think I wrote this when I hated Christmas, which is a little while ago. It gets better every year. So this year, or 7 years ago, it was, how many minutes does it take to get out of bed on a cold December morning? Under cover, I lay, pondering whether to move or not, to fight the Xmas traffic or make a cup of tea and go back to bed. Get up, you lazy bones, Mom says. She's been dead for 20 years, but she still calls. Do something, lazy girl. I dreamt of you last night, Mom. You were in black and white, no color, just an image. You moved, but did not speak. A silent film passing by on pebbles. My ancestry.com link. I keep trying, keep busy, do, but I'm not allowed to loiter. Meditation is so hard. And this one is called, oh, what, Mo?
No, I was just saying, okay,
Oh, okay.
as in I registered with what you were saying. That's all.
This one is rearranging.
Mhm.
I want to be nobody for now. Watch the sky turn colors while sipping tea. Then somebody pops in again, screams for more. Haven't got much time. You gotta. What's the hurry? Let the breeze catch me. Why rush destiny? Rearranging pieces of my mind while the wind echoes centuries. Catch moments before they fall. Namaste.
Wow. Wow. Rearranging my mind. The echoes of the centuries of my ancestry. Wow.
Long time.
Okay. Number 2, Jeannie.
So this one, actually, I found it on the floor yesterday. It's about 35 years old. So it's kind of nice to not see something for a long time. It's called Someday. What do you want to be someday? An actress, so I can play different parts. A doctor, so I can bend broken hearts. That was mend broken hearts. An ant, so I can always look up. A roach, so I can survive the bomb. The world, so I can spin around. A tree, so birds can sit on me. The ground, so I can soak in rain. A pain, so I can seek pleasure. a diamond so I can cut glass, a falling star so I can burn as I go, an angel so I can fly up to heaven. Namaste.
May all your wishes and all your dreams come true, especially those that count. Okay, so you're going to give us 3 as a charm?
That was 3.
That was 3 already.
Hi.
Wow. Good
Good
stuff
afternoon.
goes fast. Okay. Sorry for the noise in the background. It wasn't planned. All right. So now I want to move on to Lydia. Hello, Lydia. Hello, Lydia.
Oh, there I am.
There you are.
Hello.
How you doing, Lydia? Good evening.
Hello. How's
Good
everything?
afternoon, where you're at.
I know. Good afternoon.
Okay.
So
So we're inviting you to give us 3.
can I do 2? Because 1 is really long.
Well, yes, you can.
Okay. Hold on just a second. So the first one, okay, this is a short one. No, I'll do the long one. Sorry. Peace, everyone. Okay.
It's your call.
Would you like to come with me to Harlem today? Take a trip on the A train? But wait a minute. Better yet, let's just take the F train to 125th Street. And baby, here we are in Harlem. It was the best of times and impetuous ones, left open scars that run, full of infestation, a community sucked in by nefarious minds. But Harlem after time is always mighty sweet and always doing fine. Even her ruins are beautiful. The suffering through those bitter years, hooked on the dragon, was stealing lives and leaving desperation and devastation behind, and offering its people to just dream some paradise. Just dream, the main line pumping the junk into the veins and the swollen membranes and pus polluted limbs. Exposed zombies moving about Harlem's mosaic. Here in Harlem, standing in her splendor, gawking at her dignity, muse plethora, shades hazel, nut, ecru, cocoa, sepia, amber, tan, onyx, black pearls, and mango, terracotta, river her aisles. They river her aisles with poets and musicians and classical, jazz, blues, and soul music and R&B, mind mapping the new lay, converge beats for Harlem's fabric. Printed and dyed dress coat of kaleidoscopic textile and texture, woven threads off her fine tailored cuffs of Garvey and Calloway, Powell and Percy, dressing her for her bodacious presentation, her body for the world view, where you can view her with, she has not languished, moments upholding her gossamer veil to shield her battles and her scars. Harlem's ruins and canyons of red bricks and gray cement, chisel floret inlet, adorn its magnificent masonry, allowing eyes to dance at her cliff bosom that heave its presence, bewitched and betwixt the world idea of Harlem's tenacity. A rare beauty indeed, amid the world the most beautiful locus. Honor churches and cathedrals, temples and mosques, and a street corner marked X. Cradle her culture, even when vultures forsake her history. Emancipation finally set free, really? Marching up the road from slavery, healing from the hated venom of the South, allowing this time to speak out for our human rights, all rights, and say it loud. We are always going to be Black and always proud. Today is a celebration. It's a block party, you see, on 123rd, 133rd Street. There's old school hip hop. The DJ went digging in the crates, whipping out David Ruffin and James Brown and folks two-stepping, getting down on the good foot. Remember when their hips begged to be free? All that you can say is that when we say we are a natural woman, it's for all of us because Harlem is shining. Her signature left one could not deny, Skittle legends left behind. There was Armstrong and his signature blow. Go on, blow, daddy, blow. And Jelly with the roll, and Dizzy, Eldridge, and Ella and Vaughn. There was Webb and Roach and Monk and Mingus, and it goes on and on and on and on, and Roland and Russian and Basie and Blakey. Perfection on Parker's Confirmation and Ode to Strivers Row. We can't forget the Duke and Strayhorn and Holiday and Horn and Hawkins and Hinton and Dolphy's dope moves with Davis, Pettifer and Powell. And I can't tell you, the list goes on because Walla was misbehaving. And steady on the hill, shuffling along was Baker in her banana skirt and the hip shaker. Dropped the signature sign, seal and delivered. Her Renaissance ode to glory, which was saved on memory and microfilm, holding on to Robeson's and Schomburg and James Van Der Zee and Parks. Harlem is pregnant. You heard? She's giving birth to a new generation, new artists and musicians and magicians and intellectuals, historians, who will echo the times, trumpeting her beauty and I can still hear Lady Day's sultry voice haunting Harlem's Lenox Lounge. Sunday morning humming from out of the churches. Oh, how I love Harlem. And I promise to never leave. Harlem's song is our song. It's a world song. It is where love is and where the heart and soul is. This is Harlem.
Represent.
You know,
Well,
I try to get off.
represent.
I try to get off the music beat. I'm sorry. I tried.
Yeah. Once it's in you, once it's in you.
So.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's nice because that's oral history through the poem.
Yes, it is.
That's griot. That's griot.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, then you have another one for us, Lydia.
One little one. Now, this is not, no, just a little one, just a tiny one, as soon as I can find it. Okay. I'm the happiest when I'm within one note. You sing to me, eavesdrop quietly, and faint back into the prism of your lyrics. Too obtruse to possess, I let it breathe and then I let it rest on my chest. On the obtruse, even the center of my back, and scale pulse decrypt each rung. The nexus intricacies, looped spinal cord, emancipate movement. To the accompaniment of fingertips, prod my bony keys. To lessen one's aches and pains, so as to create again and chancel. That's it. Did I say I was a skip? That's it.
Hey, I like that. As a critic, I would say she exemplifies something very inspirational for us. Against the odds, we stay in the game.
Oh, yes, this is true.
Yeah. That's the poet. That's the poet's mission. Okay, well, so you don't have three's a charm? There's time for you to give us a third one.
I'll probably loop it because see, I've been doing a lot of pulling around papers and things, so I'm trying to, you know, explore my new energy, which is always notes and rhymes, and so
Mm,
I'll pass on that one until.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. Very,
Always.
very nice. Okay. And now we're going to come back to Paris here, and we're going to invite on Claire Andriani. Hello, Claire.
Hi everyone, how are you all?
Hello, Claire.
It's nice to see you.
Mhm.
Okay, so my first poem is Silence. Okay, silence. Silence is this dark space where everything is possible, invisible yet present. It is the dark space where everything lies, every sound that yet has to be created and is not. Now my brain drinks it like pure water, flowing from the rocks, from the river, jumping from one land to the other. I am that dark space, following me and transpiercing me at dawn. It tells me to look at the mountains and hear the cry of the imaginary beasts, the hummingbirds, the love you never had. It promises many things and never fails to accomplish your vow. It is there, forever present among your doubts, and will never fail you. Just listen to the melody of what is not, what could be, the conditional overcoming, what simply is, for the land of the possible offers you many gifts. The one to learn to love, being alone. The one to cherish what has yet to come, the unborn. What hasn't been formed like a young star shining but dim in the distance, because it needs confidence. It needs time and confidence to be born and pass from the within to the without. In the realm of silence, in the realm of a reality yet to be discovered but already present indeed, in the magnificent realm of your thought, this architect that starts every idea like a project and makes it become a material reality, the one you had never dreamed of. Just listen to the silence, your best friend, the night and the wind discussing softly between your ears. Listen and make the sound of silence resonate, make your dream a reality.
Well, all right. All right. Now, that's a very necessary statement because so many people now are just walking around with headphones. You know, they're scrolling their smartphones and plugged into their headphones for music, and there really is no silence for a lot of people anymore, is there?
That's true.
And I obviously notice that a lot, and I wonder. I love music, I love headphones, but never to have any calm space in one's head. That's kind of daunting.
A lot of people can't live with silence. You know, they always have their TV on, or they're always listening to the radio or music, whatever, but they can't stand it. And I really don't. I'm not that person. I don't understand it. I think you should embrace it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But seems to me, in such a noisy world, it would be almost nice if somebody did a retreat, which was organized around silence.
Mm-hmm.
And then be able to maybe after a substantial, a long time of silence, then could share what went through their consciousness in silence.
That's
That
like
could be.
meditation.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So, okay, Claire, you got us thinking.
Yes.
Your next one, please.
Yeah, my next one. So this is very particular. One day I was looking at the window and I was analyzing, observing how the dynamics between the building and the sky. and how it could be translated in political matters or even social matters. You know, how the sky, the skyscrapers seem to want to reach the sky, and how the sky is up above and is unreachable. And I started looking at this in terms of like humanizing the things that were before me. So it's called The Boredom of This Sunny Day, and it's all about a building and trees on this building in contrast with the sky. The boredom of this sunny day strikes the white wall on its surface, half of it in shadow. The little man inside, hiding, and the plants showing off outside on the terrace as if they were the friends of the skies, erecting their crowns endlessly, striving to create a union of colors, although they know they will never be the same. Rejected by the skies, they spend a lifetime reaching, while knowing perfectly that is their destiny, until they realize that their humanity is as beautiful as the sky itself. They're erecting their leaves endlessly, hoping to be accepted. The white little man looking at the scene, blowing up his wings intermittently, with the wind intervening like a friend on his subject, contributes in helping him appear as big and proud, and the minute after, all desolate, feeble and small, apologetic, a poor little thing while it stays upright, resisting the blows of someone's invisible will. The sun like a shadow, managing the scene, making it dark, dull and bright, the will to survive. Is what I forgot to tell you is that this little man I'm talking about is actually, I don't know how you call it, this thing that you use to protect from the sun. How do you it's not an umbrella, but it's against the sun.
Parasol.
Parasol, exactly. So that was a parasol that was, you know, tied up so it doesn't spread. And with the wind, it started growing big and then thin and big and thin. And it looked like a little man.
Okay. All right.
And then I have a third one.
Oddity is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Little man. All right. I like that. Next one, please. Yeah.
Next one is green. I wrote this in August, so the leaves speak another language. My mind must wander, green like the purity of my thoughts. I fly among the trees, the white space between the leaves, fearless. There's only one thing in my soul, transparency, transcendence. The kind of transcendence that makes you forget there are limits, but says you are everything, in every object, every particle. You are the world that you see, the air that you breathe, a perfect harmony. No more hunger of the flesh, but thirst for the spirit. This thing surrounding you, becoming you eventually. Maple trees, oak trees, each home has its particularity with one thing in common, the will to be one among other things, to become everything, a backpack, a laughter, the white breeze making the leaves budge delicately, resonating like soft rain in the noisy silence of dusk, when the sun merges with the horizon and offers a spectacle, infinite, repeating day after day yet never the same. You prosper in the unity of this plurality, in the repeating change of sameness. The image becomes the truth inside you, as though there was no distinction between the image and reality, between the out and the in, for you are the internal image that you see, universal singularity. The image becomes you in this revolution of spring, where everything is green and where the leaves talk in darkness. Thank you very much.
All right. Very nice. Okay. Thank you, Claire. Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. That was nice. Okay. It's my turn now, and I wish to read you some work by some other poets. You know, I'm in a mood to do that. So here's one. Well, where'd it go? There we go. Some years ago, I was sent to Nicaragua on a poets exchange, and one of the leading poets at the time was a woman who is a woman named Gioconda Belli, and she was a central player in the Nicaraguan revolution against the authoritarian government. And then after some years, she got together and talked to other women in support of the revolution about how their lives were. In other words, the truth of their lives while they were living with these men who were projected as big heroes. So there's a lot of humor and sarcasm and a lot of in your face from these women about, while the men were doing this, we were doing that. And she's won a lot of awards in the United States. Okay. Even though at the time our president declared her and others an enemy of the state. So go figure. Okay. So this poem's by Gioconda Belli from Nicaragua, translated and presented at Dartmouth University. It's called At Night, the Wife Makes Her Point. No, I don't have Cindy Crawford's legs. I haven't spent my life walking down runways and fashion shows, dazzled under the glaring lights of photographers. My legs broaden as they reach the hip, and in spite of my multiple efforts to don aerobic gear, work out, and sweat, I can't control their tendency to widen like pillars ready to support a roof. No, I don't have Cindy Crawford's waist, not her perfectly smooth and slightly concave rummy with the flawless navel at the center. I might have had it once. Once I was even proud of their part of my anatomy. That was before my son's birth, before he decided to be born in haste and come into the world feet first before the C-section and the scars. No, I don't have Cindy Crawford's arms, tanned, sculpted, each muscle shaped by the right exercise, the precisely balanced weights. No slim arms have no more muscles than what are needed to type these characters. Carry my children, brush my hair, gesticulate when I envision the future, or embrace my friends. No, I don't have Cindy Crawford's breasts, ample round C or B cup. Mine are not appealing in low-cut dresses, in spite of my mother's assurance, a mother's words, that breasts like mine, with no cleavage, had the classical beauty of Milo's Venus.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And it goes on, and the face. How would I dare say I have a face like Cindy Crawford's? The beauty mark just at the corner of her mouth, such impeccable features, the big eyes, the arched eyebrows, the delicate nose. Out of habit, I've come to like my face, the elephant's eyes, the nose with the flaring nostrils, the full lips, sensuous, nevertheless. All is spread with the help of the mane. In this department, I can even beat Cindy Crawford. I wonder if this affords you any consolation. Last but not least, and this is the weightiest piece of evidence, I don't have Cindy Crawford's behind. Small, round, each half exquisitely outlined. Mine is stubbornly ample, big, amphora, or clay vase. Take your pick. There is no way to hide it. And all I can do is not be shy about it. Use it to my advantage and sit comfortable and read, or be a writer. But tell me, how often have you had Cindy Crawford at your feet? How often has she given you tenderness in the morning, kisses on your neck while you sleep, tickling laughter, ice cream in bed, an impromptu poem, the idea for an adventure, the foresight. What experience could Cindy Crawford tell you that would remotely resemble mine? What revolutions, conspiracies, historical events has she to her account? Modesty aside, would her perfect body match mine's abandonment, the gusto, the gentleness, the wisdom of morningless nights, the nightless mornings, exploring the many landscapes of your geography? Think it over, appraise my offer, put down that magazine and come to bed. So, what do you think of
Like
that one?
that. That's
And she was
great.
the first lady of the revolution. So
Wow.
that too, yeah. Okay, here's another one by her, and it's called Menopause. So far, all over the world, women have survived it. Perhaps it was that their grandmothers were stoic, or that back then they weren't entitled to complain. Still, they reached old age, wilting bodies, but strong souls. Now, instead, dissertations are written on the subject. As early as 30, agony sets in, foretelling the catastrophe. A body is much more than the sum of its hormones. Menopausal or not, a woman remains a woman. Beyond the production of secretions or eggs. To miss a period does not imply the loss of syntax or coherence. It shouldn't lead into hiding as a snail in a shell, nor provoke endless brooding if depression sets in. It won't be a new occurrence. Each menstrual cycle has come to us with tears and its load of irrational anger. There is no reason then to feel devalued. Get rid of tampons or sanitary napkins. Use them to light a bonfire in your garden. Be naked, dance the ritual of aging, and survive like so many before you. Wow.
Wow.
So
It
I'll tell
really
you what,
cuts at the heart of it.
I really felt like borrowing in as a man reading that poem. What do you ladies think of that poem? I mean, that is,
Intense.
Go ahead.
I said that was intense. It really
Yeah.
cuts to the heart of it.
How about you, Muriela?
Well, I feel better about the proximity of menopause now. It's just, yeah.
I know that.
Not that bad. It's not that bad.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know.
Oh, okay, and Claire, are you with us? I'd like to get Claire's opinion on this too.
Hey, can you hear me?
Can now. Did you hear that last poem, Claire?
Yes, I did. What to say? Listen, I think Cindy Crawford is so pretty. That's all I can say. I mean, I have no, I can't say about menopause because I don't think about it, but
You will soon. It's coming.
It's
Trust
coming.
me.
Yeah.
Everything has come so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's wise of me to leave the men out of this opinionated conversation. Our only relationship to it should be patience and understanding.
There you go.
I have a poem about the golden fan of menopause.
Really?
I'll read it next.
Okay.
It has a little fan dance with it.
Hey, if menopause becomes a chief subject of this reading, That'll be something else. That'll be unexpected by other poets and listeners. I like it. It's great.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm now going to read the third poem, and this is a poem by Lou Valentine, is her name, and she came to Angora Poets, and we got to like talking. She was a very reclusive and elusive person, but she really tweaked my interest and curiosity when she read with Angora, and she travels between Latin America and Brazil and back to Europe. And what I'm saying, on my Facebook news feed, I have a photo of Lou sitting in an electric chair. Now, the poem, a true electric chair. So I'm about to read this poem to you, which came to me with a photo of Lou sitting in an electric chair. Okay, and it's called Crickets. Crickets, hundreds of black and circular clouds of Brazilian storm about to let themselves die on top of us. How to make this performance a silence, to make it modest, to make it small, unsaturated. How to preserve in a hug to oneself the shame of night, so this doesn't sound like thunder. Like a thunder at the wrong time, like all thunders. How to create this silence that makes me insignificant, invisible, mute, that makes me. How to pierce the skin with tiny needles, the unnoticeable ones, the unfeelable ones. How to transfer my blood to your eyes, mild, diluted, and universal, that looks like a spring tide that forms a row of words with such a soft voice converted into a straight line in the equalizer. How could I be more discreet, less festive, less Latin American? How could I tell you or avoid telling you, or better, avoid showing you these thousands of crickets that want to live in your house in Valparaiso, with that noise of countryside at night that prevents you from sleeping? These thousands of crickets that want to live in your house in Valparaiso. They don't know other songs. They want to settle in your couch, smell your clothes while they are dying on a string next to the window. These thousands of poorly behaved and rude crickets don't stop talking about your house in Valparaiso, about Condell Street, about Castle Hill. They have their chest in my chest and sing those songs with cumbia lyrics for you. There we go. And that was Lou Valentine. I was
Wow.
glad I was glad to present her. And okay, so there we are with the first round. Woo, that was some far out stuff.
Yes.
I said, yeah, that was some way wide range of sentiments in that tonight again. Great. So let's take a break and invite you all to come back on with two more. And this is cute. I mean, cute. Yeah, in a sincere way. If Jeannie, you come on and read a poem about menopause, then we're just bound to like raise some eyebrows among ourselves and in the listening audience. And here we go with round two. Narcelle, for you, Narcelle. Okay. This is from Narcelle, and it is okay. Now I don't know if she's saying fiston like young boy. I think that's what she's saying in this spelling. Okay, and so here we go. Fiston. I brought you my sadness into the bosom of waters. I dressed in the greenest of spring. Lilac, freesia, daisy decorated with roses. If I tell you about love, will you believe it? His eyes are like an olive branch. I leaned on the laurel tree my whole length. A smug took a smug took wings from my hands. Poems with 1,001 flowers in my soul. There is a divine eternal love in my pen. If I tell you about love, will you believe it? His eyes are like an olive branch. Ooh, okay. Okay, Marcel.
Yes.
To your
Whistle red. Whistle red.
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Whistle red. Gelincik kırmızısı. Dağlarım duman duman. Göz pınarlarına. Kaybolur sevdam. Akıtır gözyaşlarını. Ki olmayan gecelerde. Ilık ılık. Gelincik kırmızısı akar. Yüreğimden avuçlarına. Dualar gökyüzüne asılı. Alabora sevgilerde. Elinde gül dikenlerinden bir demet. Ilık ılık gelincik kırmızısı akar. Yüreğimden avuçlarına. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Like an olive tree. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Marcel, Dream Fairy.
Yes.
Okay. This is Dream Fairy by Narcelle. Do you remember you were a little girl, ponytail hair, in love with the wind, made love in cotton candy, your freckled cheeks, your innocent lips, kite, cloud, plum, green, eyes, butterfly in your heart. Warm, wet, poppy, red flows from my heart to your palms. Prayers hang in the sky, capsized in love. In your hand, a bunch of, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do this. Let's try this again. I'm sorry. Because my scroll made a fool of that home. Do you remember you were a little girl, ponytail hair, in love with the wind, made love in cotton candy, your freckled cheeks, your innocent lips, kite, cloud, plum, green, eyes, butterfly in your hands, daisy in your hands smell of purple violet, dream fairy in your heart.
Good, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry I flubbed it. I hit the scroll button and it just like rapidly scrolled to another poem. Narcelle, you, Dream Fairy, please.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Düş perisi. Hatırlar mısın? Küçük bir kızdım. At kuyruğu saçların rüzgara aşık. Pamuk şekerde sevişti. Çilli yanakların, masum dudakların. Uçurtman bulut, erik yeşili gözlerinde. Ellerin kelebek, ellerin papatya. Mor violet kokar ellerin. Düş perisi yüreğinde. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So much love, so much love and color and flowers. Wow. Okay, Narcelle, thank you very much. My pleasure to read your work in English. Okay, so now we're going to go to Bill Strangmeyer here in Paris. Bill, it's on to you, babe.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Warm place on a cold day. I'd wish to sing a song for you if I could only sing. I'd dance a dance, but I am not allowed, and a fool would laugh to amuse the geese. So I hold forth and basted up a hymn lines, call up the wit that I can muster, and laugh the laugh of one who hopes. A fairy tale is what I hope, a tinkling glitter bell, a ring to ring a path to wanderlust, to make the spirits proud. The way is not yet what I've lost. I still keep Christmas joy and love snow's little flakes. Now, if you'd like to make me smile, stand up and glow with pride and dance a little round for me, and like a swan, just glide.
That was beautiful. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, a quote from Isaac Dinesen again. This naked and drunk young girl, a miracle of gracefulness. Youthful nights. A woman's voice, her grin, a dancer's move, a soft ironic smile, a fought-back tear are only clues, are instances of something hidden, something more, a sometime loss that serves as siren song to sentimental fools for sex and fools for the tragic joy of love. The voices of eternity, a background nattering, extracting gravitas from jokes, invent the call that you can hear that's coming from unheeding source, a sentimental siren song that sings of conscience, moral right and cowardice. So courage comes defiant to the fore to push aside the prudent whim, the lie that tells the youth, the girl, the aged fool, old lady stoop that the door is closed, and calling birds sing only for the rude who break down doors that catch the eye. The wisp of humble truth that sometimes lights the way is in her eyes and calls, the blood that ties us always into well-known ways and keeps us ever loyal to our thoughts, the thoughts we hold and hold us in their grip, like love's obsession with a girl who's wrong. The setting sun, the sun at dawn, a river, forest, lion, butterfly, a baby's smile, a horse, a girl are signs that tumble into view to keep us loyal to the spark that makes us run, desire, and laugh, while bared and lit and dimmed and lightsome mysteries still grip us in oneric tragedies of faith.
Okay. Against the odds, we stay in the game, huh, Bill? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, lesson there. And let's see, who are we up on the list now? Oh, we're going to Muriel now. Hello, Muriel.
Hello again.
Hello again.
So I'm going to read two poems in French. The first one is difficult to describe. It's the typography, so the comma, the dot, and the colon were arguing because of writers. Okay, so it's, yeah.
Okay. All right. I take it there's no invitation to the dangling participle.
Right? It's just, yeah, it's weird. Maybe David is having an influence on me. So,
okay.
Complainte du point virgule ou métaphysique du point à la ligne. Ruminer contre les violences toujours faites au point par les virgules et les écrivains et les poètes, souvent eux-mêmes violentés par le point qui, reconnaissons-le, ne se violente jamais lui-même. Poète, écrivain, il est temps que je te parle, moi, le point. Tes petits doigts, armés d'ongles ancrés, griffant partout le papier, toutes affaires cessantes me font exister ici ou là, sans que l'on ne requiert jamais mon avis. Lorsque je n'ai point, petite tache frontière de tes verbes coins, un demi-cycle pour dilater ce que j'arrête, tu génères immédiatement, ô toi, scribe délétère et haï. Un demi-cycle qui me trucide, me nie. Tes petits doigts, empressés d'abord de dire, me retiennent dans ce qui fuit quand je ne me destine qu'au rendu qui meurt à l'infini. Et parce qu'une appétence vilaine pour ce qui ne périt te possède depuis l'instant qui te réfléchit, tu m'as cru un peu bête, et sur ces entrefaites, affublé d'un follicule qui m'ennuie, d'une branche qui égratigne, d'un noir puits. Mais pourquoi la virgule? Cette courbe, fourbe et pain-bêche, séquestrant l'attention et listant sans fin. Auriez-vous tout votre temps, poète? Mais pour qui la virgule? Pour le comptable thésaurisant et cupide ou le conteur avide? Pour le menteur, je présume. Bref, sache qu'à force des violences que l'écrivain exerce sur moi, j'ai fini par aimer ce tentacule m'allongeant encore. Follicule, tentacule, vrille, particule, étant toujours d'après moi un peu ridicule. Mais moi, le point, j'ai toujours eu peur de la fin. Petit gamète, ouvert sur l'antre d'un monde union demi-ronde, excroissance interdite au nom d'un fluide qui se récite et de décors haletants sur le papier qui exsude bêtement et très vite, comme deux humains dans une étreinte. Ah, virgule, lune peut-être exquise, dans tes cieux couleur croissant, astre luminescent que je protège finalement de votre désir sempiternel et mordant, de votre préhension sale et textuelle, pleine de signes ponctuants et d'étreintes involues. Oui, je suis maintenant point entre, que transperce une intruse virgule, un trait fourbe dans sa rondeur. En alliance forcée avec elle, l'écrivain insatiable m'allonge par une vie nouvelle dans laquelle je me délite un peu. Je ne m'aime plus, mais je l'aime elle. Je me sens vieux, si vieux. Votre peur de mourir me fait jouvence, poète, me redonne jeunesse. Mais sachez bien que, vil et même fêlé entre parenthèses, que l'on veut toujours d'eux, je reste au service des instincts de vos écrivains les plus vicieux. That's it.
Okay.
I
And
wasn't
no
on
run-on
drugs when I...
sentences.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This one is weird.
No,
Um,
I once listened to a poetry professor doing a workshop who just drilled us on that. People don't take punctuation seriously.
oh boy.
They
Yeah.
just use it for habit or convenience. Take your punctuation seriously. And we were like, wow, examining our punctuation. And thereabout, I found dangling participles
Yeah.
and mixed metaphors.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you for that course, that attention to punctuation. And would you like to follow?
Yes. So the
With all the
second one,
power. Okay, please.
yeah. The second one is also in French. It's called Entité Sublime. And it's about the perception we have of others because of their skins. So it may have something to do with racism, although I'm not sure.
It might.
Yeah, it might. Entité sublime. Le corps, cette quête à queue, une fois qu'on a fusionné vers lui, une fois qu'on a collectionné en soi des corps divers à géométrie variable, douce et angle froid, ainsi on objecte sa tendresse. Mais il est noir, cet épais linceul aux accents gras, à la force rustre qui court et danse et chante bien. Mais il est jaune, l'autre aux lucarnes serpentines, témoignant bien de sa fourberie intime. Mais il est rouge, on ne le voit plus, tout réservé qu'il est, et c'est tant mieux, avec son alcoolisme peu convenable en bas de chez moi. Mais il est barbu dans sa grotte, ne le fâchons pas, n'en parlons plus. Mais il est blanc, trop blanc, depuis bien trop longtemps. Ainsi, on objecte la tendresse. Ainsi, on acte le lien d'amour qui manque. Il manque l'entente cordiale, pleurent les uns. Le mieux entendre pour s'entendre mieux, ragent les autres. C'est sûr, dit le poète, il manque des murs.
Okay. Wow, that could be quite provocative in English. You must know.
Yes,
We're
I'm not
right
going to
through it.
translate it. No.
Okay. All right.
Not sure, yeah.
Okay.
See,
All
now
right.
I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, now we're going to go to Dharma Dave over there in San Francisco. Dave, you're on.
Okay, I'm going to read two from a different issue of Rorschach page. And these ones are also in the book, so I'm going to read from the book. I put the text though to the link to the page in the chat. All healing is self-healing. You must pay attention. When I see a person, they are not whole. I only see a cross section. Like a thief in the night, he snuck around, laying hands on people and praying for them, and they were getting well. You're out in the woods, eating well, meditating, doing what you do. Hilarious emptiness, inability to know social capabilities traps you in constructs of your own mind. What do you say to that? Opened to the now? Not while engaged in webs of thoughts and other crap. Split down the middle. There must be some way to reconcile. Holistic means to be made whole once again after being rent asunder out here. Either somebody's lying or there's something wrong with our language. All healing is self-healing. And the second poem.
That was a wrap on that poem? Yes?
That one's
All
a
healing?
wrap. That's all of that one.
Healing. Okay. Well, give us another helping.
Okay, number 2. Sailors sailing. A white light vision like sunlight twisting upon water falling and on moonbeams trailing and colored kites hailing and bailers bailing and mothers wailing and jailers jailing, long lines of protesting fools from unmentionable numerous quizzical schools up and away in a great cloud of smoke. They are sailors sailing. Now, ain't that a joke? Thank you.
Okay. All right. That was an amusing outro on that one. Okay, great. All right. So now we're going to, okay, Jeannie Nakano. Hello, Jeannie.
Hi.
Hi.
Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to try to do this moving in this little tiny square.
Oh,
But
wow.
when I did this, I had a golden dress on. So this is not golden, but anyway. And I had it memorized, but anyway, I shall try, okay? This was my favorite fan during menopause. Whenever hot flashes would arise, I'd stand up and peacock with my golden fan. The sweat would pour down my face, down my throat, circle around my breast, around my nipples, and stop right there. I would be a golden nursing goddess. What a surge. What a feeling. Made you feel like you were, like you just finished. And then that dewy flushed look on your face, like, oh yes. Well, now it's over. I miss those flashes of instant recognition and instant self-awareness. Now I'm on to another phase. Look, a new moon rising. Namaste.
Bravo, thank you. Wow. That was a great demonstration. Great, Jeannie. All right. I liked your dance.
Well, it was kind of hard to do it in this little tiny square that you have on the computer. But
Exactly.
I
So I
tried.
will.
You know, I
Oh,
tried.
you did great, Jeannie. Thank you.
Okay.
And you're right. You needed more space. I will write a letter to the editor. We need more space for dance. But I thought you did quite well in such a small space. So thank you.
A different
And
view
now,
of menopause.
okay. Now, is that the actual fan during menopause?
Yeah, this is the real fan.
That's the real fan. Okay.
It's
That's
golden.
great. Okay. All right. And another one from you, Jeannie.
This was, you know, Muriel, you were talking about color, and here's another color. It's called In the Next Wind. Oh, I should use my fan for this one too. I'm Oriental. My eyes always half closed, exotic, mysterious with a sultry inner smile. No, not just generic Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Cambodian, Thai. There are 47 Asian countries in the world. And I'm Oriental from the Orient. So orient yourself right now. I'm multi-grain mixed with yellow sunshine, kung fu, karate, rice. Take me to a slow boat to China where opium rooms lined with silken cushions, England's special gift to us. Build the Great Wall, block it out, isolate. Hello, hello, Commander Perry. A name is a name. Color is a color. My rods and cones undulate in a sea of silence where darkness is my undercover and silence is my solace. Diving inwards, it's way too noisy up here, pushing, grabbing for that big fishtail filled from a muck-filled sea. Ching chong, Chinamen, black boy pulls his eyes into slits while cousin and I walk down the South Central ghettos, laughing at his antics. Oh, lovely Oriental women, where is your man? He comes in many guises. Hot and spicy wasabi is mine. Well, this genie's done for now. Don't bottle me in. Bother me with your troubles, 'cause Bernie in Seattle couldn't speak above the anger. So who am I to try? Swallow it in, shit it out. Besides, I don't own a gun yet.
Wow.
I never read that one anywhere, so that was fun.
That was good. That was some, with the humor, that was some serious humor behind that, Jeannie. Thank you. That's great. Oriental power, along with the other powers from the other poets. That's great. Okay, Jeannie, thank you. And so now we're going to come to Claire Andrielli. Hello, Claire. There you are.
Hi. Okay, so my poem is one that is called Poetry or the Door. The sound of darkness resonates in the tumult of my mind. It dictates actions I have never even thought about and claims I am a god, fertilizing the earth with my words, giving birth to thoughts that had stayed in the night of my mind for too long. Being a poet is giving birth to what you have and more, what you can't grasp. You enter the dark room on the tip of the toes during the black night of forgetfulness. It's half open. This light behind the door marks the line between light and darkness, the song you should adore. Give life to what you have and more. Everything that you discover, from the passion of your pen to the movement of your hand, excavating feelings you ignored. The void makes you think when it dances in the air and emerges from your soul. Feel it like a rebellious bird flying through the night of your thoughts, shining through the darkness once aboard. But believe in the brightness of the open door, the end of darkness, that promises yet another door, one you should adore.
Okay. Okay, Claire. Yes. Back to the question of noise and silence. It keeps reappearing tonight. Yeah. Number 2, Claire.
Yes. Number 2 is, I wrote this in August. Something really bad happened to me that made me feel terrible. And I thought, sometimes you feel like, for how long am I going to feel that bad? Is it going to pass, and when? And it actually passed within a few days. And I was so grateful that I wrote this poem that is called The Gods Have Helped Me. The gods have bent on my pram, taking away the grief that I had. They fought the black angel of death and entered my dreams at night. Elevating my fear from the ground, they made it a black cloud made of smoke and blew it away from my mind. Angels of forgiveness took me by the hand and told me to laugh at the human despair on the bottom, to look at it with wide eyes and see its insignificance. The vision of a soul in more trouble than I came to me in different shapes and called for my courage and strength. The angels of death put me to sleep and cleansed my mind from the black crow, disappearing in the dust that he was trying to make. They fought through dreams and nightmares to purify my head, alleviating my pain and letting my soul flee from this insignificance. The angels were by my side, canceling the image that blocked my mind and stopped me from flying with the lightness of a bird, with the mindless beauty of earth. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Claire.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Lydia, her battery ran out again. So she's the person who, her equipment, that battery gets worn out. And so she pull out some bad battery. It's too bad. So I'm the last one. And I'm inspired to read this.
We're losing you there on the mic again, Mo. Let's see if we
We're
can.
losing me again. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you.
Better. Very good.
Okay, it's this high technology that I employ. Okay, so I'm going to read this poem because
Close to it.
I'm, huh?
You can't get too close to the mic.
Yeah, right. No, it's actually not that, but it, anyway. So I'm going to read this poem because I think it addresses what I've heard, particularly, from the women tonight about who they are, who they're not, what they want, what they don't. So here's one that I wrote a while ago, a true story that I picked up listening at among 3 male poets and 1 female poet having a conversation at Shakespeare and Company bookstore in Paris. Okay, so here you go. And it's called Wasted Time at the Bookstore. The girl wants to be heard, I said. I guess so. She talks a lot. None of you guys will listen, I said. Well, she just, I don't know, man. Well, you don't know women either. What's that supposed to mean? Why not ask her? Nah, she's too uptight. You mean she didn't fuck you? Hey, man, she doesn't fuck anybody. I think she does. Okay, who? Guys who listen. What are you saying? Are you listening? Yeah. Can I ask? Okay. Did your mother have aspirations? You motherfucker. Was your father a bludgeon to her dreams? Oh, now you're crazy. So is she. Who? She who has ideas. I don't understand. I know. Okay. True story there. And now I'll end with a humorous piece. Another true story. They're all true, or they ought to be, as I say. So this was a gathering of artists after an artist festival. Most of the artists invited were from New York, and here I was from Pittsburgh. And
Right. Back, Mo.
No,
again.
fuck.
Don't worry. We're getting it, but
Okay. I seem to be the only one that has microphone trouble. Okay. Anyway, I was at an artist. We finished an arts festival. And they threw a party for us. And most of the artists were from New York. And they hung together and they behaved as if that their New York origins placed them slightly ahead of the rest of us. Okay. So this is what happened. I went to the party and I said, I drove the old red Ford to the party and one of your friends accused it of bad vibes. I knew I had a radiator problem. We started flirting and she asked, do you drink Perrier? And I said, no, I already paid a water bill. And she spoke of a poet I never heard of. Really, she said, he's so eclectic. So is James Brown. You want to dance? No, thank you, she said. I don't dance. Another white stand-up party in the kitchen. What's this? She quipped. That tattoo on your arm. That's correct, I replied. Think of it as a designer label limb. Where do you work? In one of those steel mills? No, honey, the mills are all shut down, I shrugged. But your instincts are right. I'm into manual labor. Since I got laid off, I masturbate 5 days a week. It's my full-time job. She said, I don't get into labor problems and politics. My guru teaches it's all an illusion. Yeah, honey, so is his ashram in Palm Springs. Believe in reincarnation? She purred. I'm coming back as a dove. And I replied, I'm coming back on permanent vacation. And she laughed and said, be real. And I said, what's real? Folks rescue hungry dogs and stray cats and treat the homeless like lepers. Poor is a state of mind, she insisted. Absolutely, I concurred. Hunger will drive you mad. Well, she gasped, you smoke those nasty camels and your breath smells like wine. Right, I said, but in this joint, it's white wine. Then I said, look who's talking. I watched you chew off 3 cuticles and gnaw a knuckle to the bone. Now you ain't no vegetarian. And feeling on a roll, I took the high ground. I asked, is good karma stronger than musk? Is a significant other the main squeeze? Is decaffeinated coffee better than methadone maintenance? She said, enough with that slick talking slang. Right, I said, try this one. Eliminate bigotry. Shoot yourself. She went straight for the door with a splash of white wine straight to my face, and I shouted, I'm sorry. Can we start again? And after much hesitation, she blurted, hey, yo-yo. Yeah, yin yang. I've been laid off for a while myself. Let's go to my place. Bring your sharp tongue. I'll show you how to use it. Say what, said I. It beats TV, she whispered. Now, top that one, sucker. Okay. All right. So, my experience that's how it went that night. And we did get together for a while. Actually, her name was Harriet, and she lived in Manhattan. And there we go. So that's a wrap on 2 rounds tonight. And anybody have anything they wish to add to silence and the stars or menopause or smart-ass guy poets who don't listen to women poets? Anybody?
Covered a lot of ground.
We did a wide variety of ground tonight. We did.
And seas and oceans and spaces.
We did. We were all over the place. Okay. So, okay. And so I just like to say, everybody, I thank everybody. And next week, I'll try to not have this book anywhere close to my microphone. I'm reading from a book on my left, and it's blocking the microphone, which is on my right. So go figure. You know, it's weird. It's weird. So, okay. Anyway, I want to thank Narcelle. Hello, Narcelle. You're very kind and very patient to stay with us, not understanding much English or French. So we should give Narcelle a hand. Really.
Always great to see you, Narcelle.
Yes.
Yes. In the chat, I would ask you, well, I would thank you for your patience on that. And remind you all again, I'm very disappointed. Narcelle was to appear on a stage at an international poetry festival in Istanbul and invited me to come along and take some stage time as well. And while we're only in the first week of December, because of this new COVID strain, the festival has been canceled. And since And also, Nursel informed me earlier today that there's yet another delay in her book, her published book coming out. So she's been alerting us about it, one of her books being published by a mainstream publisher there. So like so many of us, when does a book come out when your publisher initially says? Mine have always come out later than when publishers say, so I get that. Anyway, and Jeannie, I'll tell you, we got to see the golden fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, Jeannie.
Yeah,
Wow.
Keep it off eBay. Keep it. Okay. So, all right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go now, and I hope to see you all and some more of you next week. Stay in touch, and remember to submit if you have not. Claire, did you submit to Angora Anthology? Well, then you best do that, woman,
Yeah, that would be great.
because we have space
Only one, you
reserved.
said, right?
Huh?
Only one. Only
Yeah,
one.
One
Yeah,
poem.
like to have many people published, so one poem
Yes.
each, you know. And the other side of that is to have many Angoras published on that. So
How does that work, Mo? Should I send
Well,
it to you?
no, it's here we go. Angora, Muriel, help me out. Angora
Yes, it's
Poets.
Angora Poets. Angora Poets Anthology at gmail.com. Let me send it
Okay.
over to you.
Angora Poets
Poets
Anthology
Anthology
at
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. And yes.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks.
You need you. And Bill, I think you submitted, Bill, have you?
Yeah, did you get my submission, Uriel?
Yes, I have. Yes, and your bio too. Yeah.
And Dharma Dave.
Solution also?
Your submission for Revue Revolution? You sent a submission to Revue?
I think I did.
Oh, okay. So we do
Resend
have
it
a
via
problem
the
with this
email
submission.
address.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, use the email address, please.
You
And
know,
thank you. I mean, wow.
sometimes, Muriel, sending an email to a .com as your address is, sometimes the sends get lost. I don't know what it is
Okay.
about sending to a
Okay, I don't
.com,
know.
but it's happened to me before, sending to an email that ends .com. So,
Okay, so maybe we'll remove the submission
Well,
file form.
or
Doesn't work well. Yeah.
well, you'll know, you and Dave can decide that about,
Yeah.
because you're for,
Yes.
okay.
Simple methods often work the best. You know?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Even though I
And
love
then-
all the new technology and all the new toys to play with, you know, it's like,
You're right.
Good.
but we must get all of these poems from Bill and Jeannie and
Yes.
Claire and everyone,
Yeah.
Nursel, hopefully.
That's right,
everybody.
and Lydia and
Lydia.
Jack Cooper's in the mix, and Patricia
Yes.
Carrigan is in the mix, and
Yes.
Ermira Mitra is in the mix, and I could give you a long line of very good
We have
poets.
what a list, huh?
Yeah, what a
What a
list.
mix.
Yeah, what a mix. It will not be a waste of the reader's time. And if we could just show one photo of Jeannie dancing with the golden fan, I like that.
It was very well done.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was great. So, okay, everybody, with that, I'm about
Thank
to
you,
sign off
everybody.
unless-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Bye.
Stay well. Bye for now,
Bye.
poets.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.